Hi guys, it's your girl Kenyatta from We Gonna Talk About It. All right, guys, so let's dig in. I've been basically posting all day saying 4:30 this video's gonna drop, and it is. So, guys, I just want to say thank you to my peoples. We are 21,000, over 21,000 views. Guys, let's get into this Puffy situation. Today I want to talk to you about Janice and Melvin Combs. Janice Combs is, of course, Puffy's mother. Melvin Combs was his dad. Puffy's father died when he was 3 years old. So he doesn't know of his dad. His mother raised him as a single mother. She is told to have been a teacher's assistant in Mount Vernon, New York, and I believe in Harlem, New York. She is also told to have been a model. This is what we know that has been said about her. Now, allegedly, street talk, street business, allegedly, Puffy's father, Melvin Combs, was killed. Um, he apparently was a big time drug dealer, allegedly, and he was killed for being a snitch, a rat, an informant. This is on the streets. This is what the streets is saying, allegedly. Um, Puffy, like I said, has no recollection of him. He was 3 years old when this man died. But supposedly his father was big time in the drug game. Puffy's mom, Janice, um, had many connections to these people that Melvin would deal with. Now, aside from Puffy's mother, them saying that she was a assistant teacher and she was a model, street business allegedly, um, Janice Combs, they say, was a madam. She used to get young, beautiful girls and she would pimp them off to Melvin's supposedly, high class drug dealers, and she was pimped them off. She was a madam, allegedly. This is what has been told. This story, people have heard this. Okay. These are alleged allegations. I don't know if they're true, but I want to talk about them because we need to figure out how Puffy got to be this monster that he is. I hate to even say these things about him, but I will say this, guys. Until he's proven guilty, he is innocent, okay? We need to wait for all these judgments. Right now, I just don't know what side to go to because I'm a fan first. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to say like, oh my God, did he really do these things? But anyway, Puffy's mother is an older woman now, but it's been said allegedly, and I've seen it in clips where Puffy and his mother were side by side getting IV drips because the freak off parties had lasted so many days that you need your body to have hydration. This is not, I don't know, guys. To me, this is not partying. Like, if I have to be on an IV drip, like that's not a party to me. No, I don't want to be on an IV drip. The only thing I want to be on next morning is some coffee because I drank too much. I need some black coffee to wake me up. Not I need an IV drip because my body is so, you know, just so filled with so many drugs and alcohol that I've taken for the last couple of days, probably haven't eaten anything. You know what I'm saying? So, could you imagine an older woman, Puffy's mother, when they took that clip? She was already like an old woman. Like she's eight, I think they said she's 80 or 85 years old now. Puffy said that him and his mother have gone to the strip club together. Guys, do you see something wrong with that? I do. And I know mothers all love their kids differently, but we love us mothers love our boys. It's the truth. I'm a mother of a boy and I can eat my son up. But I'm not going to a strip club with him. Are you going to a strip club with your child? Are you doing that? Yeah. So anyway, him and his mother, they go to the strip club together. They get IV drips together. So that tells us that Mama Combs is at the freak off parties too. Is she partaking in the freak off activity? That we don't know. Okay. It is not alleged that she gets the IV drips with him because they had a clip of it on a clip from his house where they was actually getting the IV drip. It's not a secret. Okay. Um, Puffy and his mother, they kiss each other on the lips. Okay, this right here doesn't bother me at all. I know some mothers that do kiss their kids on the lips. I find nothing wrong with that. But if it's longer than like a couple seconds, like y'all are mashing each other lips together, that is a little awkward for me. I said for me. Okay, now if you guys want to do that with your boys, that's fine. But I'll tell you this, when Puffy's mother allegedly was being this big madam, people that know her in Harlem, like I'm gonna be dropping name guys, and if you don't know these people, you're gonna have to Google it. I have heard of these people, and I'm from the culture um of that era where these things was going on. So I'm quite like knowledgeable about the people I'm naming. So the first person I want to talk about is Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan was a famous, and he's still living. He's a famous fashion mogul back in the days for our culture. Okay, Dapper Dan was very close with Melvin and Janice. Dapper Dan said that he has witnessed, this is still allegedly, guys. We don't have proof of this. This is what somebody's saying. Dapper Dan said that he knows the family very well. They've always had money, always had nice clothes, nice things, like nice houses. And he said that Mama Combs, she always had young girls staying with her. Like, why? What was she doing with them? What was she doing with those young girls? It said that she was grooming them to basically be prostitutes. I mean, there's no other or easy way to say it. Allegedly, she was basically grooming them to be prostitutes, and she would, you know, have these freak off parties like her son is doing. And remember, she's a single mother. Puffy was around this. This was going on in their home. So we have to look back to see what his childhood was like. All these things that he does, he's so used to doing them because his mother showed him, like she was doing it. How can a child grow up in a household like that and think that it's wrong for women to be demeaned, for women to be sold, for women to have sex for money? He is from this cloth, guys. He is from this cloth. Okay. His mother was a madam. There's nothing but a pimp. Okay. Let's cut to the chase. She was a pimp. You know what happens at those kind of parties. Brothels and stuff been going on for many years. Okay. Puffy did not invent this. His mother didn't invent it. This has been going on for a long time. People have had brothels in the 40s and 30s. These are not new things, guys. Puffy having freak off parties is not new things. Um, the things that are going to get him in trouble is not the freak off parties as far as having sex with men, having sex with women. It's the children being involved. Things that they're saying about children in this Rico case, which I don't see yet because it's just him that they're talking about with Cassie. Puffy is from this lifestyle. His father was a big time drug dealer, which he was a gangster. So what? He ratted out some people that he wasn't supposed to. But guess what? He was a known gangster. Puffy's father, Melvin Combs, hung out with people like Pappy Mason, uh, big time gangsters like from back in the days. Like he knows them very well. Supreme Team, we could keep going. Okay, don't get lost, guys. This is street talk, but it's real talk. Okay, um, you have to sometimes look at what's gone on in the past. Am I saying that Puffy should be acquitted? He should not be blamed for doing the things he's doing because he's seen this in his life? No, because he is a grown man. And when you do grow up, you do know right from wrong, even though these things were around him as a child. Okay. As a child, these things were around him. Dapper Dan said that, you know, those big time drug dealers used to be in the house. Could you imagine the things that they would be talking about, things they would be doing with these women? Beat downs. Listen, he must have saw hundreds of beat downs. Okay. People don't just do things all of a sudden. It doesn't happen that way. These are cycles. Crazy people, when you find that they're crazy, it's a cycle that they have not broken. Their parents or somebody in their family was crazy as well. Well, Mama's Comb, she was a pimp. She thought that she was untouchable because she knew people in high places. Puffy feels the same way. He feels like he's untouchable because he knows people in high places, which he does. Okay. And don't get it twisted, guys. I'm doing this vlog about his mother only because, like, I really wanted to see what his background was like. But I'm going to tell you this, I still say it and I still feel that Puffy will go free. He is going to go free. Just the other day, I watched a clip of President Trump say that he's going to make sure that Puffy is given a fair trial. And if he feels like the trial is not fair, he's going to pardon him. Are you hearing this? The president is saying that. We didn't even get to the meat of this this trial yet. We didn't get to the meat of it yet. The child pornography and child trafficking and stuff. We didn't even get to that yet. And already the president of the United States is already saying that if Puffy's not, doesn't get a fair trial, he's gonna pardon him. Why would he be saying that, guys? Think about this as well. They gave Puffy a plea deal. He refused it. Okay. By him refusing that plea deal, this means that he could basically go to jail for the rest of his life. His lawyers, it is their job. And he got the best lawyers in the world. Okay. His law team is impeccable. This is top notch. We talking about people. This is like, OJ Simpson, how he went and got that big lawyer. This is like that. This is no different. No difference. So guess what? You think his lawyers, if they really thought he wasn't going to get off, you think that they would tell him don't take the plea deal? You think they really advised him, listen, there's no way you getting out of this. I don't care how much you paying me. I can't help you. We're not going to win. They didn't tell him that because they know the money is long. I said it and I'm going to say it again. Puffy got some kind of judge or somebody. He already got the president in his pocket. President saying he gonna pardon them if he finds he didn't have a fair trial. Okay. When you got presidents talking like that, you think you can't buy a judge? What? What? You can't buy a judge and you got the president of the United States talking like this about you? Guys, Puffy will go free. I don't doubt that. But I'm going to tell you this. This man, I believe now, and I'm just saying this, I hope these allegations of him doing this to children and stuff, I hope that's not so. But I'm going to tell you what I do know in my opinion. I've always loved Puffy. I've had vlogs about him before this even started. You can go back to my old vlogs, okay? Puff Daddy is and always has been gay. Okay. And our culture is homophobic and have made this man out to be this, monster. But the truth is, he just want to be with men. And if he wants to do that, he need to do that. And then we need to let God judge him. That's not for us to judge him. It's up to God, okay? Um, Puff Daddy has been gay for a long time. And see, what happens is when you rap and talk a certain way and you live your life a certain way and you around all these rappers and football and basketball players, they don't allow you to be gay. It's the truth, okay? Us people, us people are homophobic. And the reason why Puffy has been doing these freak offs and all these things is because he's still in the closet and he is dying to come out. If you look at all them clips that they've been showing of Puffy and you look back at that stuff, Puffy has always had sugar in his tank. He liked women, yes, I believe that, but he loves men too. And I think he loved the men more. And guess what? If that is his sexual preference, that is his business. That's his business. That is not our business who Puffy is sleeping with in the bedroom. As long as it's not children and it's consenting adults, I don't see anything wrong with him having his so-called freak off parties. Freak off parties been happening a long time. Okay? A long time. He is not the only one. Rick James, Prince, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Diana Ross. I could keep going, okay? Let's stop. This is not new. It's not new. People, I believe, like to make a smear campaign of certain people, and that is what's going on with Puffy to me. They want a smear campaign. They did it with R. Kelly. Yes, he was sleeping with the young girls. We know that. But guess what? That wasn't a secret neither. He married Aaliyah. Y'all forgot about that? The apple does not fall far from the tree, people. It doesn't. You know, things that we are around as children reflect how and what kind of human being we are going to be when we grow up. It does. You can't tell me someone that has grown up around all these hoodlums, gangsters, drug dealers, his mother, so-called allegedly madam, even though they say she was assistant school teacher and she was a model. The streets say different, okay, allegedly. What, how do you expect a child to overcome that? This is years of living with his mother as a single mother and seeing all these people into his home. How do you think a child is supposed to act towards that? How? You think that Puffy never seen freak off parties and his mother was a madam? You don't think she might have put him in the bed and said, okay, Sean, go to sleep. She thought Sean was up there sleeping. You don't think maybe little Sean went and opened one of them doors and saw some things that he's done replicated now? You don't think that? You don't think children repeat things that we say? You know how, like, when kids start saying bad words because their parents do it? Where do they get that from? You think they get it from their head? Mm-mm. They get it from mommy and daddy, okay? Janice has to take some blame in this, okay? She has to take some blame in this. And I'm going to tell you an alleged story. This is allegedly. I'm just checking the time, guys. Gene Deal, you got to Google him. He worked for Puffy many years. He was his security. Gene Deal, out of his own mouth, said that he saw Puffy one day slap his mother, Janice, and curse her out. And Gene Deal said he told Puffy, if I ever see you talk to your mother like that again or hit her, I'm going to kill you. Okay? Gene Deal was Guys, look him up. He was a bad dude back in the days as far as like security for these high class people. He was one of them. Um, he has been talking about the times that he has saw things that Puffy have done. Okay. He is a believer that Puffy has set up the notorious B.I.G. There's allegations of all kind of things. This stuff is going so far, guys. Like this case right here is gonna tear the whole Hollywood down. Puffy's gonna bring everybody down with him. Yeah, it's gonna come to that. Because see, these people think when they get in Hollywood that they could just do things what they want, they could say what they want. People that's not on their stature or their level, they belittle them. You can't do that. People not gonna forget these things that you did to them. Brashia Gray, a young 17-year-old boy. He was on the show Empire, if you remember Empire, with Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard. He played the character as Hakeem. That boy's mind is gone today. Do you know why? Allegedly, he looked up to Will Smith. Will Smith took him into his home and supposedly mentored him. Supposedly, he was mentoring him. And then what Will Smith did was, after he so-called mentored him, he took him to Puffy. Yeah, because Brashia wanted to do music. And Will Smith is a good friend of Puff's. So he said, come on, Brashia, I'm going to take you over there. So now he was passed down from Will Smith. And you know Will Smith and Jada, allegedly, it's a freaky couple. Okay, not that it's a crime, but we heard stories about them too. Let's talk about it, people. Anywho, Brashia done gone over to Puffy's house now. And Puffy is basically using him allegedly as a boy toy. Brashia Gray has a $50 million lawsuit on Puffy, allegedly, because it supposedly is not out in the open yet. I'm sure we're going to hear this in the case too. This is disgusting. Puffy was sending him to Jamaica and Ireland and Spain and showing him all these places that he's never seen. This is a little Philly boy that come from Philly, come from the hood. And do you want to hear this? The mothers. Bashia's mother, she's a hood chick from Philly. She signed the papers for Will Smith and Puffy to have her son. This is not alleged. She had to sign the papers because he was under 18. Okay. So while he's supposedly getting groomed by these two big stars, the boy has lost his mind. After Empire, he had very little roles. And every time we see him, he's talking out of his head. He's locked up in jail for beating up some girl or beating up some boy. And you should see the way he looks. Guys, when you know what I'm talking about. This boy has so much potential. It's ridiculous. Talent pouring out of this boy. And what these two disgusting men and his disgusting mother did was they took his manhood from him. That's what they did. I said it. They took his manhood from him. Why you think he talking crazy now? He can't get no roles. They kicked him out of Hollywood. They done blackballed him. Okay? This all goes back to your parents and who they are. We can't do things in the dark and then expect to live a good life with our children in the light. It doesn't work that way, people. What comes around goes around. Puffy is in this situation because of how he was raised, I believe. Now, could he have broken the cycle? Yes. But some people are like just so into this lifestyle, they can't break the cycle. Puffy has been doing these things since I can remember, since I've been partying to his music. Okay. Um, it's this is how it is. Okay. There has been times that I'm aware of, my girlfriends and I used to, when Biggie was big, they used to post for you to come down to certain hotels, certain Madison Square Garden. If you've been to them places, the Beacon Theater, they used to basically hold these rallies for women to come all over. Women would come all over to try to get in the videos. There were two lines, okay, for a reason. Because if you said you wasn't willing to do certain things, you wasn't on the line that was going in those places. Because after the video was shot, there were certain things that they expected these women to do. They expected them to do it. We can't cover these things up. Video shoots that hire these women, video vixens, whatever you want to call them, they're there for a reason. Yes, you're there to look beautiful in the video. You make the video nice, you twerk a little bit, but after you done got these rappers and whatever they are, all hot and bothered, you're not going home. You going to the hotel, you just going to different places. Okay. um it's crazy. Okay. I know people think that these things are far-fetched, but they're not. I've seen a lot of these things too, and not in Puffy's realm, but you know, you want to be the hot girl. Everybody wants that when they're young. You want to be in a music video. Who doesn't? But it comes with certain things. I remember one night DMX was doing a show at Trafalgar Square. Look these places up. I'm a girl from New York, around the way. Like I said, I know these things. It just, that was in my life before. There was a big party for DMX in Trafalgar Square. There was one for Snoop Dogg. And if you got in, you got in. But guess what? You know how many girls was in the bathroom waiting online to give top? To give top to whoever the rappers was telling them give it to. Guys, aka top, also known as top, is when you give a man a blowjob. They were online. Girls were online to do these things. So, with that being said, also, we need to ask ourselves this question. Women have to carry themselves in a different light too if they don't want to get smacked around and beat down and stuff. You do. I'm not saying you asking for it. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're online with a whole bunch of other women to give somebody some top at a concert in a dirty stall bathroom, that says something about yourself. You're not going to be treated like a nice young lady. You're not. You're being passed around to everybody. This is what was being done at these places, okay? Now, you can't, it's just certain things I won't blame Puffy for. Like I said, I need proof. I need to see proof, hear proof about these allegations of him with this child stuff. This child stuff that I'm hearing, how he has had children 6 years old. Yes, guys, I don't know if you saw the clips. I'm watching these clips. This is allegedly. He's had children 6 years old running around his party with Pampers on, with feces in it, and he has told them to eat the feces. He's saying that they're saying that rich people get off on stuff like this. Listen, this is not a party. This is some kind of cult, some kind of evil. Okay? They have said that he has had food at these parties, and these rich people, the big people, TD Jakes, What's that old man name for Harry, one of them Harry boys, the princes, Prince Harry and his wife. He's had children on a platter with food on them and fruit, and people just picking and eating the fruit off of them. Guys, are you hearing this? This is not a party. This is insanity. If this is real, this is allegedly. We don't know this to be true yet. Okay. This is stuff that they're saying is going on at Puffy's freak off parties. Okay. This is disgusting if this is true. It is disgusting. And I've said it a million times. Because I don't know if those things are true yet, we have to wait for the facts. But right now, the only thing I think Puffy should go to jail for is beating up Cassie, even though she took the money. We know she took the money. But that deserves to have a jail sentence, to me, my opinion. There's a lady, Mia, who said that Puffy kidnapped her for 5 days. 5 days. Are you hearing? She was missing. Nobody could find her. She said Puffy kidnapped her for 5 days and threatened her life. I believe that lady. You should have saw her face. And a lot of these people that are saying these things, you could go back and look at these people like they really was in Puffy's life. Okay. It's just so sad that these things are happening. But whoever was, indulged in these activities with him, they should be in trouble too. Yes, I absolutely believe that. If this is bring to the court and it is actually true that these things happen, whoever indulged with that children stuff with Puffy needs to go to jail. I'm sorry. And I just don't believe that people like Jennifer Lopez, God bless her soul, Kim Porter, I don't believe these women did not ever see these things that Puffy was doing. I don't believe it. They all know he's like this. They all know. I'm talking about the freak part of him. The gay part of him. If the children, if they are aware of that, then they're aware of it. They're aware of it. But like I say, parenting comes first. And I just feel like, Melvin and Janice dropped the ball. Melvin dropped the ball because instead of him being a father, he out here selling drugs and done got himself killed and left his 3-year-old child to be raised by a woman. Every boy needs his daddy, okay? He needs him. A father figure is what teaches you how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? That teaches you how to be a man. This right here, what's going on with Puffy is so terrible. I believe he needs much help. Okay. Anybody that says that they go to the strip club with their mother and lets their mother watch them do disgusting things to them women there, that's a problem. And then y'all go back to your house and y'all get IVs together, an IV drip, that's a problem. This is a problem. Guys, tell me this, mothers. Would you do these things with your child? Would you do this with your son? Would you go with him to the strip club? Would you witness your son hit a woman and let it go? Because it's been said allegedly that Mama Combs has saw Cassie get her behind whipped. It is alleged that Beyonce has seen Cassie get her behind whipped. Okay? There's a lot of people that say that they have seen it. We got to wait to see if the proof comes out. Okay? We have to wait. And it's just, this is terrible. Because somebody who is so influential to our culture, it is disgusting to watch this happen. When it happened to R. Kelly, I felt the same way because these are like big stars around the world. And when they look like us, it represents us. And it feels good to know that we have talented artists out there like that. But when things like this is done, it dims the light for us. It dims the light. Okay. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with you having your freak off parties, consenting adults. Okay. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to get it behind a man if you giving it or taking it. That's your business. God got to deal with that. Okay. But I do believe, guys, I'm telling you, and I said it before. I believe if we would let these people come out the closet and be as gay as they want to be, they wouldn't be doing all this foolishness. They just wouldn't. It's not accepted in our culture, and it should be. Let God deal with these people. It's not for us to judge. The man likes to have sex. There's nothing wrong with that. Orgies have been going on for years. Magic Johnson, Eddie Murphy, and Arsenio Hall knocked down, they said, over half of the women in Hollywood. Yes, let's bring this up. Over half of the women in Hollywood, all they would do is go to parties and screw people. Excuse my language. These things have been going on in Hollywood forever. Epstein. Come on. Come on, people. We know this. I just believe we need to let these people be who they are as long as they're not hurting anybody. There's no children involved. I'm talking about consenting adults, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Don't twist my words. Puffy needed to be him. Puffy is doing all this because he's not allowed to be free. I believe that. If these allegations are true, he does truly need help. But if the allegations come to be found false, then he's acquitted and he should not be blamed for anything else but these freak off parties. And guess what? Being a freak is not a crime. It ain't. It's not a crime. And I'm sorry, I would stick by my child too. Yes. If I knew it was just freak off parties going on. Now, if I knew my son was doing all this other stuff with these children and stuff, it would be very hard for me to swallow that and still try to come to that courtroom and be supportive. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, because at that point, you're hurting people that don't even know what's going on. You're ruining these children if you're really doing this. You're ruining them. So that's a whole different ball game, guys. But like I said, we need to look at Janice Combs, okay? I know she probably did the best she could do, but you can't be a madam allegedly having prostitutes in your house and selling them off to the biggest drug dealers. You can't do that. You can't do that. And like I said, these are alleged things. I've never seen it. Nope. But this is street business, like I said, and I know street business. I've heard things about street business. When you growing up, if you grew up in the 90s, in the 80s, and you were in New York, you know about these people. Pappy Mason, Supreme Team. Come on. I could keep going. You know about Nitty. You know about Webb. You know. You hear about them. It's like a ghost story. I never seen them, no, but you hear about these people. You know what I'm saying? So guys, let's think about this. Think about what role did Mama Janice Combs really play in her son's life? Do you think that she affected him in any kind of way that would make him out to be this monster that they're saying he is? Drop comments. Let's talk about it. Do you think that this man is like this for that reason? Do you think that maybe he's been molested? Do you think Puffy's ever been touched or molested? What about the first time he's had intercourse? These are good questions. Let me tell you why. Do you know when a man has sex when he's underage, it does something to him when a older woman takes his virginity? That is a crime, guys. If we could say it about the men, we need to say it about the women. There's women that do these things. And do you think all the women that was in his mother's house allegedly being prostitutes, you think they never touched them? What do you think? Drop comments, guys. We got to talk about this. Every now and then, if I think it's something that that's worthy to be talked about, which this is our, you know, this is us. I feel like we're on trial. If you're my age and you party to Puff Daddy and Bad Boys in them, it can affect you. It is definitely affecting me because I feel like, oh my goodness, like I never would think Puffy would do this because I'm such a fan, you know. But if I said, like I said, if he has done these things to children and wrongful things, not him being gay and doing freak off parties, then he needs to be punished. Okay. And the only reason why I say I don't speak up for Cassie is because she took the money. Girlfriend, if you take the money, that means shut up to me. I'm sorry. I am sorry. And the FBI is so like, they are the true gangsters. Tupac used to say it all the time. The police in blue, they the real gangsters, not us. Let me tell you something. How did Cassie get to sue Puffy, get $20 million, and then get $10 million from the hotel for hiding the tape? And she's on the stand talking about what happened. Where they do that at? I thought once you sue somebody, you sign papers saying that you ain't never gonna talk about this. How does the FBI have her on the stand? These are things people need to look at. Like, I would like somebody that has knowledge of that to drop a comment and tell me, how is she still able to go against him after he paid her the money? Because I thought she's supposed to go bye-bye. And it's been allegedly said, let me drop this bomb too. If you haven't heard it, listen to them clips. Puffy had her man, her husband, allegedly, because he used to be the exercise trainer for both of them. And Cassie was sleeping with him behind the scene. Could you believe that? Like I said, Cassie ain't innocent in all this. But anyway, no woman should be hit. Okay? No woman. And child, she don't know. She don't know. See, Puffy messing with the right kind of women that won't cut him, that won't hurt him, that won't give him some sex to put his behind to sleep and then poison him in the morning for breakfast. He messing with the right kind of woman. Okay? Because you mess with them other kind of women, that's going to get you after you do something like that to them. Oh, yeah. You be nice as pie. Oh, you want to eat? Mm-hmm. Puffy smart. Anyway, guys, these are alleged things. Like I said, street talk. Just repeating what I heard and, trying to get some kind of this thing to make sense. So let's make it make sense, people. Drop comments. Tell me what you think about all of this. Does Mama Combs play a part in this? It's your girl Kenyatta on We Gonna Talk About It. And like I always say, it's real on this side, boo-boo. Peace out.